Good day, folks. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing the paper 2 revision for grade 10 maths literacy. That's the June examination. Right, read the instructions, guys. It's very important. Your answers must be in 2 decimal places. Right, let's look at question 1. Question 1, it says during the period of Passover, which started on the 11th of April 2025, a 15-year-old Magala baked a pizza for his family by using the following recipe. Here are the ingredients. A pizza dough makes enough dough for 2 pizzas with a diameter of what? Of 10 to 12 inches. Guys, these are the ingredients. I'm not going to go through all of them. These are the temperature of the water, the package of teaspoon of active dry yeast, and the temperature of an oven. It must be 180, and the bread flour, and so forth and so forth. All right, now let's go to the question 1.1. It says convert the 355 milliliter into liters. So guys, what you do there, you know, 1 liter is equivalent to 1000 milliliter. That's general. So you're converting from milliliter to liters. That means you divide by what? By 1000. So what are you going to do here? You're going to say 355 divided by 1000. It's going to be 0.355 liters. Right, that's the answer there. In which year was Ayabonga Magala, not Mabitsela, Magala was born? Right, in which year? We're told he's 15 years. So what we're going to do, we take the 2025 minus 15 years when he was born. So the current year, and he was born 15 years ago. So it's going to be what? 2025 minus, it's gonna be 2010, right? Am I right? Let me check my maths. 2025 minus 15, it's 2010. So he was born in year 2010. So now 1.1.3, it says write down the temperature that he must set his oven. Guys, here it's 180 degrees Celsius. 180 degrees Celsius. Now it says if Ayabonga puts his ingredient in an oven at 6:15, guys, in the morning, it's 06:15, right? Now it says what time would he needs to take them out of the oven? And look, if you look in the ingredients, we're told it takes 25 minutes to do the pizza, right? So to answer this question, and you must answer in 24-hour format, the time when it's going to take out the pizza. So what you do, you take the time, which is it's 06:15, and then you add how many? You add 25 minutes. You add 25 minutes, so it's gonna be you add the minutes. So if you add the minutes there, it's 15 plus 35, it's 40, right? That's 40. So, and the hours is going to be 06. So he's going to finish still in the morning at 6:40, which is at 22. At 22:07, still in the morning. So this is the final answer there. You need to show the calculation, guys. Now in 1.1.5, it says convert the 105 Fahrenheit. It's the temperature 2 degrees Celsius. So you use the formula. So the formula, you say 5 divided by 9 times. And here in the Fahrenheit, you put the 105. So it's going to be 105 minus 32. You punch that in the calculator. Your answer there, it will be 40,56 degree Celsius, right? Now let's go to 1.1.5. It says determine how many grams. We want the grams in 1 cup is 1 cup of bread flour. So how many grams will be there? So we are told here the bread flour, it's 3 3/4 cups which is it's 490 grams of bread flour. So now we want to know how many cups will be how many grams will be 1 cup of bread. So we are told here 3 3/4 of cups of bread of flour is to what? Is to 490 grams. Now we want to know how many grams will be 1 cup of that. So what we do an anti-clockwise. We divide and we times. So the number of what? Of grams. Number of grams, you say 490 divide by 3/4. Guys, you put it like that in the calculator. There's a in your scientific calculator you have in the division blocks like that. So you put the 3 and the 3/4 there. So this is 3,75, right? So you divide and we times by 1. So our answer here is going to be 130.67 grams. So if 3,75 it's 490, 1 cup is going to be less than that, so it's 130. 1.2, this is the plan. Now it says the below is a section of the school ground where grade 10 learner Bontle was dropped by her dad for a soccer practice. This is annexure A. So this plan is an annexure A. Guys, we have a sport field, school hall, toilets, tech shop, tree, and the science classrooms, right? So in this sport field, guys, we are given here the length, which is the longest side, and the width, which is the breadth. Now, and we're given here the ratio of this. So the ratio of this is 1:10,000. So it's 1 unit on the plan is equal to 10,000 in real life. Now, in 1.2.1 it says explain the meaning of the scale 1:10,000 on the floor plan. So what do we mean there? The 1 means 1 unit on the plan represents 10,000 units in real life or on the ground, right? On the ground. 1.2.2 it says use the ratio scale to determine the actual length in kilometers of the sport field. So we want this length of the sport field in kilometers. If the length of the field measured on the plan is 10 centimeter. So if you've taken a ruler here, it was measured that this is 10 centimeter, right? 10 centimeters. So we want it in kilometers, the real one. So what we do in 1.2, okay, let me write it here. 1.2.2. So what we do here, we say 1:10,000. That's the scale that we're given. So what we want the real, this is the real side, guys, in real life, and this is where on the plan, right? So we want the actual length there. So what do we have? We're given here 10 centimeter on the plan, right? And then what do? We do the anti-clockwise even here. We divide and we times, right? We times. So we want the real length, so we say 10,000 divide by 1 and times by 10 centimeter. So it's going to be what? 100,000 centimeter. But at the answer it says it must be in what? In kilometer. So we know our conversion with we have centimeter, meter, kilometer. So from centimeter to meters we divide by 100, and then from meter to kilometer we divide by 1000. So we're gonna divide by 100 and then we divide by 1000. So it's gonna be what? 1 kilometer. So that means in real life the length of the sport field is 1 kilometer. Right, let's go to 1.2.3. It says hence calculate the area in kilometers square of the sport field if the breadth of the field is half of the length. So we want this area, this space here, this space. Now if they're saying the breadth, this side is the half of this side. So if this side is 1 kilometer, that means this side is a half a what? Half a kilometer, right? That's what they said in the statement. So 1.2.3, we say the area using this formula, guys. Area is equal to length times breadth. What is our length? Is the longest side, which is it's what? 1 kilometer, times by the breadth is half a kilometer. So 1 times 0.5, it's 0.5. Kilometer times kilometer is kilometer square, right? That's the area. So it's a half a kilometer square. Now let's go to the next question. Question 2. 2.1, it says Litabo went to do shopping in one of the local supermarkets indicated on annexure B, which is this one. Study the annexure. Guys, this is the supermarket. This is the supermarket. This is the layout of the supermarket. That's the entrance there, and that's the exit there. So these are the shelves of the supermarket there, right? Now let's cut the chase. It says 2.1, determine the number of stops Litabo in the supermarket. The stops, guys, it says these black dots were the Litabo stops to pick up some item. So when he entered, he went to the floral, and then he went to the vegetables, and then went to condiments, which is the chips, and he went to the meat, and then he bought water there, and then he went to that shelves, and he stopped lastly in the exit. Maybe he was showing the security there, the slip. That's what they do. Now in 2.1.2, it says determine the number of stops Litabo in the supermarkets. How many stops? We have to calculate the stops. We count. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 7 stops, right? The answer is 7. Now in the next question, name the 2 shelves that Litabo did not stop. So the shelves that he did not stop, you can pick any, guys. He did not stop in the bakery. You can say he did not stop in seafood, right? So any that he did not stop. So I will say here bakery, and any, correct, guys. Bakery and seafood, right? Seafood. So let's move to 2.13. Measure and write the length of the store in millimeters on the layout and determine. Guys, in your question paper you will have to use a ruler, and it won't be the same measurement that I will have here on the screen, because I'm using my screen here, so it won't be the same. So guys, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to measure my ruler. This ruler is measured in centimeter, but they said we should measure in what? In millimeters. So here's my 0 there. We want to measure the length of the store, which is the longest side. This is the breadth, this is the breadth of the store. We want the length. They said the length there. So I'm gonna start my ruler with 0 there, and then I put it there. So if you see there at the end, it's 15.4. That's 15.4. My ruler is in centimeter, 15.4, but I want to do it in millimeters. I times it by 10, so it's gonna be 154 millimeters. That's the length of what? That's the length of the store. So now they say calculate the real length. We're given the scale there. It's 1:250. So how we answer this question, we say 1:250, and then this is what? This is on the plan, and this is what? On the real life. So we want to know in real life, what is the length in real life there. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put the 154 there, 154 millimeters, but the answer, they said they wanted it what? In millimeters. So we do the anti-clockwise again. We divide 250 divided by 1, and then we say 1 times the answer times by 154. So the real length, or the real life length. So we say 250 divided by 1 times by 154. 154. So when we do that, the answer there, it's gonna be the answer, it's gonna be, let me punch it quickly in the calculator. So it's 250 divided by 1 times by 154. It's 338,500 what? Millimeters, right? Millimeters. But the answer, we were told it must be in meters. We know from millimeters to centimeter to meters. So we divide by 10, we divide by 100. So we're gonna divide by 10 and we divide by 100. So it's gonna be the answer, divide by 10 and also divide by 100. So the answer there is gonna be 38.5 what? Meters. I hope that makes sense, guys. Let's move to the next question. This is the measurement. This is the measurement. We have a jar here. It says refer to the measuring jar. If you look at this jar, is 1000 milliliter. That means it's 1 liter. It's a 1 liter jar. But if you see the jar, it's filled with what? With a juice. It's filled, whatever it filled, it's half. It's half filled, which is it's 500 milliliter, which is it's a half a liter. Now it says here the shaded part represented the fruit juice concentrated. This is the concentrated juice, guys. We know the concentrated juice. This is the Oros without water, for example. Now it says calculate the amount of water you need to add to fill the jar to its capacity in liters, right? In liters, guys. To fill to its capacity, you need to fill it there. So now if you look at the Oros there, it's half a filled. So that means we need another half there. We need another half. So by calculating that, we're going to say 1000 milliliter, and then what is needed there, it's another the total here, it's 1000. I'm gonna minus what we needed there. So I'm gonna minus the 500 milliliter. It's gonna be 500 milliliter. But the answer, they said it should be what? In liters. What is the 500 milliliters? And that means you convert to the milliliters, because 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliter, and then from milliliter to liter you divide by what? By 1000. That means I'm going to divide this by 1000. So it's going to be what? 0.5. 0.5 what? Liter. That's half a liter. Now 2.2, I hope that makes sense. 1 glass of juice is 250. They said 1 glass of juice is what? Is 250 milliliter. That's equal to 250 milliliter. Now it says how many glasses of juice will be left in the jar if 3 people have drank from the jar. Let's assume that one person take 1 glass, right? If one person takes 1 glass. So now we want to know. Now it says from 2 jar. We know 1 jar is equal to what? 1000 milliliter. So we want how many glasses. Now let's first calculate how many glasses will be there in the 2 jars, right? Because they said 2 jars, very important, 2 jugs. So if 2 jugs, 1 jar is equal to 1000 milliliter. That means the 2 jugs is equal to what? 2000 milliliter. So here I'm going to put 2000 milliliter, right? So now I want to know how many glasses will be there before we calculate how much will be left, and then we divide, and then we times. So the number of what? Of glasses in 2 jar. Number of glasses in 2 jar, it's going to be 2000 divided by 250 times by 1, which is going to be what? 8 glasses. It's 8 glasses, right? It's 8 glasses. So they say if 3 people drank from the 2 jars, so So number of glasses left. The number of glasses left, we say 8 minus what? 3. It's gonna be what? 5. What do we minus 3? We minus 3 glasses for each person. There are 3 people, that means they use 1 glass per person. So there are 8 in the 2 jars. In the 2 jars, there are what? There are how many? 8 glasses that are there. So they drank 3. So there will be what? 5 glasses left. I hope I make sense by that. Let's go to question 3. Question 3, it says given there's supposed to be given the speedometer, this is the speedometer in the diagram below, answer the following question. Now it says, if you look at this speedometer, guys, it's the speedometer of the car. It shows the speed of the car. It's a speedometer. Now it says write down the speed shown in the speedometer. You see the speedometer starts from 0 to 1 to 40. Now if you look here, it has the speed has passed 140 and it's between 140 and 160. So what's the difference there? That means it's what? It's 20. So that means this is 145, 150, 155, 160. So the speedometer there, the speed here is what? Is 150. So it's 150, 150 what? Kilometers per hour. Please write units, it's very important. 3.1.2, it says a bus drives at constant speed, which is shown in the above, which is drives at what? At 150. Now it says determine the distance the distance the bus to travel in 3 hours. So we are given this formula, guys. You're going to use this formula, so you're going to rewrite it in your question paper. You take the speed which is what? It's 150 kilometers per hour. We times it by what? By 3 hours, right? When you times it by 3 hours, the hours will cancel, and then 150 times 3, it's going to be what? 450 what? Kilometers. You're left with kilometers. So that's the distance it will travel for 3 hours. 3.2, let's go to the map. Use the map of the South Africa and answer the following questions below. So this is the map of the South Africa, guys. So given in the grid, which is the blocks there. So this is what? This is A4 and this is A3. This is A, B, C, D. So this is A4, A3, A2, A1. This is C4 and so forth. Now it says if you look in this map, guys, we're given the what? The bar scale. Now it says identify the type of scale used in this map. So it's a bar scale. It's a bar scale. In the previous one, it was a ratio scale. Now it says, in which grid block do you find East London? East London, it's on the east, which is in this side. So the East London is here in the Eastern Cape. But here's the East London. It's where? It's in C, but C what? C4. So it's found in C4, the East London. Now 3.3, it says it takes 6 hours to travel from Durban to Johannesburg without stopping. So if you drive from Durban to Johannesburg without stopping, it will take 6 hours. A school group stops twice along the way. So they stopped at 30 minutes in Pietermaritzburg for a break and 1 hour 15 minutes at Harrismith for lunch. So now it says write down right at the time they will arrive. If they arrive in Bloemfontein, they will arrive in Bloemfontein, not in Bloemfontein, guys. Let's say in Joburg here. Let's say in Joburg. It's supposed to be Joburg, their final destination. Johannesburg. If they left at this time, right? So this time it's in the morning, guys, right? It's in the morning. You see, it's in 24 hours. So it says write the time, write down the time they will arrive in Johannesburg from Durban, and your answer, you must write it in 24-hour format. So what do we do? I'm gonna calculate first the time traveled, which is the total time traveled. I take the 6 hours and I add with the what? With the 30 minutes. And then I add the 1 hour 15 minutes. 1 hour 15 minutes. I add all of them. So the time there, it will be, this is gonna be what? 45. And then this is gonna be what? 7:45. So the whole time that they will travel, it's 7 hour 45 minutes. But we wanted the time that they will arrive there. So the arrival time, they departed at this time in the morning. They left Durban at this time. So we take the time where they left at 10 to 5, and then we added the time that they traveled, which is going to be 7:45. So we wanted the arrival time. What time are they going to? So you add the minutes first. So it's going to be 95, and then 95 you take out 60, you are left with 35. So it's going to be 35, and then you have that 1 hour. It's going to be 5 plus 7. 5 plus 7, it's 12. So they're going to arrive in the afternoon. So the arrival time is going to be 12:35 p.m., which is in the afternoon. So but the answer, they said write it in 12-hour format. This is in a 12-hour format already. It's 12:35 p.m. I hope I make sense by that. Now the last question 4, it says Gauteng is one of the 9 provinces of South Africa. The name Sotutswana means place of gold, situated in Highveld. Gauteng is the smallest province in South Africa, accounting for only 1.5% of the land area. Study the map of Gauteng in Annex D to answer the following question. Guys, this is this color one here. If you look at this one, this is the Gauteng province, right? This is the Gauteng province, right? And the neighboring provinces, it's the Free State, there's the Northwest, there's the Mpumalanga, it's the Limpopo there, right? Right, let's answer the question, guys. Now it says name all the provinces that are sharing borders with Gauteng. As I've mentioned, it's gonna be what? The Free State, you write it in full, and it's the Mpumalanga, it's the Limpopo, and what else? It's the Northwest. Guys, you write them in full, right? Now it says name the nature reserve shown on the map. The nature reserve shown on the map, the only nature reserve that I see on the map is a Rietvlei. It's the Rietvlei, guys. Rietvlei. So you're gonna write here Rietvlei nature reserve, right? Now it says identify the national roads that can be used to travel from Johannesburg to Kimberley via Benoni. So here's the Johannesburg here, the capital city. The city in Gauteng. It's not the capital. The capital city is Pretoria. So it says identify the national road that from Joburg to Kimberley via Benoni. So where's Kimberley? Where's Kimberley? All right. Okay, I think Kimberley it's in this. No. Kimberley, it's here in the northwest. So from Joburg to Kimberley, I don't know where's Kimberley. Joburg to Kimberley, from Joburg to Kimberley, guys, which national road are you going to take? Kimberley, I'll assume, is in this side. Guys, let's say I don't know where's Kimberley. I think it's in the northwest. So I will assume that the national road that you will take, let's say guys, we are going to, let's change the question. Let's say we were going to Carltonville. Which national road from Joburg to Carltonville? We're going to use the N12. These are the national roads, guys. These are the national roads, right? These are the national road. I just got lost track of there. So let's go. We're going to Carltonville. So we're going to use what? N12. Let's go. We're going to, what is this place? Vereeniging. So we're going to use N1, or we can use the N3 as well. N3, do you see it's closer, but the closer one is N1 there. Guys, I'm sorry for not knowing where's the Kimberley. Okay, let's look at Limpopo. Let's say we're going to Limpopo. Which national road we're going to take from Joburg? So you're going to take what? N3, you were going to say, and then you take what? N1, and then from N1 you take the what? The N14 to Limpopo. Guys, I hope I did not lose you there. I'm sorry for that. Name the province in which N4 and N12 meet. Where the N4 and N12, let's look at the N4. Here's the N12 and here's the N4. N4 and N12 meet, so they meet there. They meet at Mpumalanga. So the answer there is what? Is Mpumalanga. Mpumalanga. Right. Now the last question is the probability. The probability, guys, it says Ludo toss a coin twice and record all the possible outcomes. So if you toss the coin twice, guys, you have these outcomes. You have 4 possible outcomes. You can have head and head, which is the head and head, or you can have a head and a tail, which is that, or you can have a tail with the what? This is going to be what? There's the outcome. This is going to be tail, and suppose here it's a what? It's a head. So it's a tail and the head, which is that one. And then here is going to be a tail. It can be a tail and the tail, which is here. It's a tail and the tail. So these are the possible outcomes if you toss the coin twice. You have 4 possible outcomes, guys. Here now here it says determine the number of possible outcomes. How many possible outcomes if you toss the coin twice? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 4, guys. The answer is 4. Simple. Complete the tree diagram if H represents the head and the T represents the what? The tail. So guys, completing the diagram, I'm going to start with the I there. So we were told that the outcome here, it's a tail, and then this is supposed to be what? A head. So the answer there is the head. And then this one, completing that one, we have a tail and the tail. So the answer there is going to be what? The outcome is going to be tail and the tail. Right? Now 4.2.3, it says looking at the tree diagram above, is it correct to say the chances of a child selecting a head or tail is 50% chances? So if the child tossing the coin getting a head or tail or tail to head, this is the same thing, guys. It's 50% chances from this. If you look at this, guys, it's 50% chances. Why? The answer here, remember I said it's tail, right? So do you see there are 2 head tail? There are 2 head tail out of how many? 4 possible outcomes. So in order to prove that it's 50% chances, we have head, tail, 2 of them out of 4. So this is how you prove it if the child is correct. So you will say the probability of head to tail or the tail head is equal to how many possibilities? It's 2 of them. It's 2 out of how many? 4, which is it's 1/2. And then to put it in a percentage form, you multiply by 100 is going to be what? 50%, right? So you can say yes, the child is correct, right? Guys, that's the end of the question. So your exam, it will be more like this. So I'm just teaching you a skill here, guys, how to answer the question. I hope you subscribe. Those who are new here, please don't watch my videos without subscribing, guys. Subscribe and like the video and comment and share with your friends. All the best with your paper 2. Cheers. Bye.